I know you've got a lot of questions. You want to know why you're not getting the breaks you deserve? Well, I'm not a politician, but I've made it my business to study these things, and I happen to know the facts.
With AI automating more and more of our work, is it finally time for a 4-day work week? Earlier this year, Senator Bernie Sanders introduced legislation for a shorter work week.
Do we continue the trend that technology only benefits the people on top, or do we demand that these transformational changes benefit working people? And one of the benefits must be a lower work week.
AI can draft emails, summarize meetings, analyze data, and even handle customer service. Companies use processes and systems that are AI-driven that make employees more productive and labor cheaper. So why shouldn't we take advantage of the technology? Why are we still working 5 days a week? Shouldn't productivity gains mean more time off, not just more profit? If we go back in time, the 40-hour workweek became standardized in the U.S. during the late 1930s, after decades of labor fights. This was codified in 1940 with an amendment to the Fair Labor Standards Act. Back then, technology advances like assembly lines boosted productivity so much that cutting hours while keeping pace steady became possible. It was seen as progress. If bosses wanted their employees to work longer hours, they'd have to pay overtime. Fast forward to now, AI is arguably an even bigger leap than the assembly line. It doesn't just make us faster, it can do entire jobs, 24/7, without breaks, without vacations, without asking for a raise. With AI as the largest technological upgrade for productivity, what can be done for workers today? Sam Altman's essay, Moore's Law for Everything, outlines that it would require a larger economic system change. He claims AI would bring labor costs down towards zero. This would make goods and services cheaper, and lost jobs would be offset by a universal basic income funded through corporate and property tax rates. So shouldn't this economic leap start somewhere? Perhaps with a 4-day work week. The rapid pace of technological change must be matched by equally rapid policy changes to ensure it doesn't harm the working class. Let's talk more about the 4-day work week. This is not a new idea, but the pandemic has turbocharged it. Employers are discovering that if they can rethink where people work, they can also rethink how many days they're on the job. A study from businesses and nonprofits who adopted a 4-day work week showed nearly 69% experienced reduced burnout, 42% reported much better mental health, and 37% saw improvement in physical health. The surprising part is how much businesses are thriving. These employers saw positive results in revenue and fewer absences and resignations. There are multiple reasons for that. Studies found that when work hours are reduced, output per employee actually increased. Shorter work weeks push teams to focus on higher value tasks, cut unnecessary meetings, and streamline workflows. In some industries, fewer working days can mean lower operating costs, like utilities, maintenance, commuting reimbursements, and even office space needs can drop. Believe it or not, there's also an added benefit of addressing the climate crisis. With the 4-day workweek, there is the obvious impact of less commuting, reduced office energy usage, and a shift in consumption patterns. A UK trial estimated that widespread adoption could cut commuting by nearly 20%, reducing millions of tons of greenhouse gas emissions annually. In a 4-day workweek trial by Microsoft Japan, electricity use dropped by 23%. These shifts could create long-term momentum for decarbonization, helping to offset some of the challenges posed by AI's growing carbon footprint. But that's a topic for another video. The AI revolution is pushing the start of a new labor movement, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was a century ago. We must remember that without the strength and persistence of a united labor front pushing for a 4-day workweek, businesses will feel little pressure to make it a reality. It's only together we can force the change we want to see. Is a 4-day workweek now a realistic option, or just wishful thinking? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and follow Between Sips for more thought-provoking content.